hand. The two-mark show. The sheriff says, get off my land.
Good evening, everyone. The sheriff and I have decided to grace you with our presence with the Brennan Johnson debate. One is for, one is against. We're going to have it large, and we want you to have it large with us in the chat as well. Sheriff, how are you, mate? Long time no see. What is going on with your Barnet?
I had it cut, man.
That's what I mean.
It's that bloody hot, man. It's been like 32 or something a day. Stifling, man.
32?
Yeah, something like that, man. It's about 30 at least.
Jesus, I've just come home from 37.
Well, we're not back in Spain, though, are we?
It was a bit hot over there, Mark. It was a
We
bit
ain't
hot
Spain,
over
though,
there.
are we? No, it's crazy over here, man. It's crazy.
There you go.
It's going to be like this for the next few days as well, man. Anyway.
It is what it is. Come on. Anyway, come on then, JDL. Give it to me. Tell me why you think Brennan Johnson should be in the Spurs first 11.
Right. Now, I've been Brennan's greatest defender. As you well know, I've always liked him. Even in a crap Ange team that nobody played in their correct positions.
Yeah.
Brennan was completely played out of position. Because I've been saying it all last season, all this season. Brennan is not a winger. Sonny is not a winger. We all know what they are. They're inside forwards.
Okay.
But on top of this, not only was he stuck out there on the right wing, he's not a right winger. He was our top scorer. He was there. That's a skill in itself to be in the right place. All right, they were only tap-ins. I'll give you that. They were only tap-ins. I'll give you that. But it's a skill to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
It's still a skill. It's still a skill. And I believe with Frank coming in, Johnson, I hope, especially now we got Kudos, I'm not saying he's going to walk into any team in the Premier League. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But we will see a completely different Brennan Johnson if he's played as a second striker.
Right.
Which is what he was at first.
Okay. So what happens if Frank comes in, predominantly plays Kudos on the right, but obviously there's a lot of games this season. Yeah. What happens if he doesn't play him as an inside forward like you would prefer, and he's back out on the right wing again for certain games? You know, let's say that Kudos played 40 odd and Johnson played 20 odd, for argument's sake, throughout the season, plus substitute appearances and all that sort of thing. Will you tell me, apart from the goals that he scored last season, and if he was playing on the right, he can't go past a man. Yeah. So are we just relying on him scoring tap-ins again next season?
Yes, is the blunt answer to that. Yes, because I'm first to admit, can he beat a man? No. Why? I have no idea, because he's quick enough to. But hopefully, this is where Frank works his magic on him. Hopefully.
So can you justify for 89 minutes of a game playing with 10 men? Because that's predominantly what we do when he plays. Because he don't do fuck all else apart from score goals.
Now, this is where...
Sorry for swearing there, by the way.
No.
I won't do that again. I apologise. Yeah, go on.
No, where Ange played him in that position, he didn't play him to his strengths. He played none of our players to our strengths. And with proper coaching that Frank will give us, I'm hoping that he can develop his game. You got to remember as well, he's not ancient. He's still learning. He's what, 20, early 20s.
Whatever he is, yeah.
21.
Yeah,
He ain't much older than that. Yeah. You know, so well, if Frank can get into him and coach him, look, this is how you beat a man, and also get him going back the other way, because he never went back the other way to help the defence. He did in certain bits.
When we was in low blocks, he did.
Yes, he did. He did. That was when Ange gave up on the league.
Yeah.
He did then.
Yeah.
So, with proper coaching, you'll see a completely different Brennan Johnson.
Okay.
Completely.
Are we hoping to stop vaping in between time? That might have something to do with it.
I didn't realise he did that.
Well, yeah, I've seen him with vapes in his hand. Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Well,
professional footballer.
Well, you know, he's still young. He's still learning.
Listen, man, this kid.
A chance.
I've got to tell you, Mark. Right, I've got no thingy about him scoring the goals. Right, I get what you mean. Right place, right time, all that sort of thing. But we need so much more from him, Mark.
Well, I know we do.
I'm not so sure, even with the coaching, that he's got it in him. And the problem is, see, right, for me, with Brennan Johnson, it's almost like he's still a boy, Mark. You know what I mean? It's like he's not a man. It's like he hasn't developed. He's got no touch to his game. He can't hold a ball up. He can't hold it, shield it, turn on it, beat his man, knock it 10 yards, get on his bike, put a decent cross in. He just doesn't do it. And I think, you know, it's okay saying, yeah, he scored this amount of goals, he's got this amount of GA, but he won't necessarily be getting into those positions next season. And I just had the conversation on Dan's show, and you are right to a point, Mark. He is a second striker. That's what I call him, an inside forward.
Mm-hmm. Same as Sonny.
Should be playing off of a big man, off of the knockdown, running into channels, all that sort of stuff. I get all that. I just don't know if he's got it in him to do it on a consistent basis. Because, Mark, there's all different types of wingers, you know, and a lot of us like the winger that gets the ball, beats the man, puts the cross in. That is your traditional winger, you know, a bit technical, the old tippy toes, a bit like Kudos, what you're going to get from Kudos and what you've seen. Do you know what I mean? Give and go and that sort of thing. I haven't even seen Johnson doing that, Mark, you know, the give and go and on his bike as soon as he give it and using that meant to be that first 10 yards of really quick pace to get away from his defender. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to see from him. But I don't think he even looks as quick. Whether he wasn't fully fit or not, you know, how many times did you see him burst away from a defender last season?
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I want to see in my wingers.
Yeah.
But also, Mark, in today's football, so much more is expected of your left winger and your right winger, especially if, like last season, they were playing narrow and coming back and getting back behind the ball again. And they just don't seem to do it. Werner didn't do it. He wasn't very good at it either. And that bothers me. It just bothers me going forward. And we can say, you know, Frank might play him as that second striker. He might, you know, be nicking the odd goal here and the odd goal there because we're drastically lacking in the forward areas, as you well know, you know?
Yeah.
And he's got a massive step up to do in his overall game, Mark, for me.
I'm not denying that. I've never denied that.
I mean? I'm just not so sure that he can do it, Mark. That's what bothers me.
Yeah.
I think apart from the goals that he scored, and he did score a lot of goals, Mark, right? I will not deny you that, right? But I just think his overall standard of game is very, very poor. It's not like he's even showing you something apart from the goals. Big up, what's the point? It's not even like he's showing you something else. Do you know what I mean? And it is a distinct knack to be able to get in those positions at the back post. And I hope when he plays, he carries on doing that.
Yeah.
I just want so much more from him. And whoever's on the left, I want so much more from them.
Of course.
If it's who we've got now and not a signing that's coming in.
Now,
you know?
Which one of the friendlies was it? Which one of the friendlies was it? He scored in one of the friendlies, didn't he? From outside the box or on the edge of the box. That's his finishing capability. It was one of the friendlies, wasn't it?
Just trying to think who scored. Sarr scored in the first one, didn't he?
I'm sure Johnson got a goal in pre-season.
Can't remember, Mark. We beat Arsenal. Who scored against Arsenal?
No, that was a chip from the halfway line, wasn't it?
Sarr as well, wasn't it?
There we go. No, it was a draw.
Oh, the Newcastle. Yeah.
He scored from outside.
Yeah.
He come inside and curled it with his left foot, bottom corner. Yeah, so this is the finishing he can do. And yet, last season, Ange didn't play him like that. That's what I agreed. That's what I was saying. Like, this season, you'll see a completely different Brennan if Thomas plays that way.
What, Mark, in all honesty, what do you think that Thomas Frank can bring out of Brennan Johnson that he wasn't capable of doing under Ange? So he scored the goals. We've given him that already. And that might have been that might have been exactly what he was told to do. You know, we don't know. It might have been whenever that ball's flying down that left-hand side, make sure you're at the back stick to knock it in. You know, I get that. But what else? What can Thomas Frank do? Because you've got to remember, we are more than likely going to be more of a counter-attacking team until we can get stronger as a squad, until more players come in. So what is he doing to Brennan Johnson to improve him, Mark, on just the goal output? Big up, Jeff.
Well, he can finish anyway. We've seen that on Forest. We've seen that at Forest, that he was a great finisher at Forest. Great finisher. But for a start, he's got to be played not as a winger. He isn't a winger. We were saying this all last season. We said the same about Sonny as well. He's never been a winger. Ever. We said all that about Sonny and Brennan. They are not wingers. They are inside forwards.
Okay.
Now, if Frank plays two up top, look, put it this way, I don't want Brennan to get in front of Kudos. Definitely not. Definitely not. I'm not saying that Brennan's the answer to all our problems, but I believe the disrespect Brennan gets is it's uncalled for. You know, because he does get mad disrespect. Oh, he's shit. He's not shit. He's not shit. I've been one of his greatest defenders, and I always will be. I hope I'm proved right. But just wait to see what he does this year. Under proper coaching with Thomas. And then if he's still no good, then, you know,
it's a great point from Nige. It's a great point from Nige that's coming, because I thought if Sonny stayed, that would be a great thing for him. Nige he sees Johnson as a bit of a super sub this season. Right. Well, I can see that to a point. I did mention that a few weeks ago about Sonny. If he stayed, you know, can you imagine Sonny coming on 20 minutes from the end when you needed to go a fresh Sonny against tired defenders? You know what I mean? You know, coming on as that second striker or wherever, you know, as the striker and running at defenders when they're tired. I can see Johnson being that type of player for Spurs, to be honest. Not necessarily, you know, when you need a goal, but to stretch play. You know, when you need some. But that is something that he's got to learn as well. He's got to learn to stretch the forward line.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And to stretch defenders, get them out of position, because he's not good at that, Mark. He's not good at doing things off the ball to make the game wider, to pull a defender out, to create space. He doesn't do all that sort of stuff. He stands still a lot. Do you know what I mean? Watch him. Again, I said earlier in Dan's thing, watch him when we've got the ball, yeah? Watch his movement without getting the ball. Watch what he's doing. He's static, Mark. He's not doing anything. And this is the sort of stuff that I have to see improvement on, because, Mark, he costs £50 million. He's not playing like a £50 million player. For me, he's not anyway. That's just where I'm at with it.
Is he the finished article? Certainly not. Certainly not. Can he get there? Who knows? Who knows? I hope he does. I hope he does. I want every Tottenham player to do well.
Yeah.
You know, like we all do.
Of course.
Like we all do. But, like...
And this is it. That comment from What's the Point there? I'll bring up little comments that I see. Urgency, passion, playing at 100%. And that's how I look at it. When I watch Johnson, apart from the goals, I don't see the urgency. You know, when someone's got the ball 6, 7, 8 yards away from him, there's not that little sprint in him just to shut that down a bit more. It's more of a gentle jog. Do you know what I mean? The passion, the playing at 100%. You know what I mean? It's very, very difficult. Very difficult to have that consistency. And I hope one day that he shows it. But to me, again, what's the point? Average players are going for 50 million quid now. And it's true. There are a lot of average players out there that are going for just, you know, what I would call silly money now. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And, you know, what's the put out there? Any player plays in the Premier League, such a level can bring a lot of experience in class. They all deserve respect. Well, they have to earn it as well, David. They have to earn it as well. It's only like players that are going into your Man United last season or the season before under Ten Hag. And I remember you coming round and saying to me, you know, about Ten Hag not playing to players to their right strengths and so on and so forth for United. Well, Brennan Johnson does not earn in the goals he scores and for scoring the goal in the cup final. And I'll still say me and Mark have difference of opinion on this. Mark will say he got his toe on the end of it. I will say the spin on the ball took the ball in. That's just my view on it.
What do the history books say?
Seen anything to tell me that Brennan Johnson touched the ball.
What do the history books say?
It is what it is, man. Exactly. It is what it is. The history book says that Brennan Johnson scored the goal, even though it's a load of bollocks. But there you go. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. He
rifled it in, mate, at the back post.
Oh, Mark. Well, all I can say is, Mark, he was in the right position at the right time. Whether he scored it or whether he didn't, we won. We won the cup. And that was all that mattered at the end of the day. We all said before the game, by hook or by crook, if we can win the game, let's win it and we won the game. So, but you know, you get off that point, no, Mark. I mean, I don't mind changing it up a little bit while we're chatting. We all said about the Europa League, right? And that whoever won that Europa League would give them the funds to go and spend the money to buy new players. Yeah, for the upcoming season. Now, I know we've got Kudos in 55. I know we're talking about Savinio. We're talking about Eze. Paolini are in on loan, and they've signed Tell for 40 million. Right? So that's fine. But Man United, who lost against Spurs in the Europa League final, are going out there backing their manager. So the hill. Right? So where are they getting all their dough from? Because they were supposedly skint. Yeah? And, you know, at the end of last season, Jim Radcliffe come in. They had to be careful on what money they spent with PSR and all that sort of thing. Hi, Lisa. Do you know what I mean, Mark? Well, they're spending money, so I'm just changing tact a little bit. So how comes they're spending money, Mark, and we're not? Why are Man United, who lost the Europa League last season, going out and buying players of very good quality? Mbuemo, Cunha. Do you know what I mean? Is Sesko signed now? Or has he gone? Did he go? I can't even remember where he's gone to. Where's Sesko gone to? Has he gone to United, hasn't he?
I think he might have done.
You know? So, to me, United are doing what Spurs should be doing. But they've moved a damn sight quicker to get done what they've had to get done. Yeah, thanks, David. Yeah, Sesko signed for United.
Yeah, I thought we had.
It's a great signing for them.
Well, to be honest, I'll give you 2 words to that statement. Daniel Levy.
Yeah, go on, mate.
We all know what he's like. He's very risk averse.
Yeah.
Very. And he won't push the boat out. Put it this way. Ange has had more backing in his first season than definitely Thomas has. Definitely.
Yeah.
Who did Ange get in his when he first rocked up?
All I know is, Mark, that over the 2 seasons he's had 380 million quid. You know, without naming players, and a lot of those players that have come in have been absolute dross, Mark.
Matters was one of them, wasn't it?
You know it, and I know. Yeah, but Maddison at 40 million at the time, Mark.
That was a good deal.
You know, I know Leicester had gone down. He had a year on his contract, whatever it was left. Big up, David. Big Leicester fan, David Clark. You know, and I think a lot of people had high expectations for Maddison, but, you know, people like Wayne Holland all said that he would get injured and that he would disappear and he'd be out for 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks at a time. Then it takes him time to get back into it again. And that's if he don't get another injury on the way. Well, this time he's done his knee and he's out. Kulu's out. We've got no 10. Yeah. And I know what Levy's thinking already. That's all right. We can stick Brennan on the right and we'll put Kudos in the 10. Do you know, we need players, Mark.
I know we do.
We need first team players.
I know we do. What have we been crying out?
Look at United here. United are after Donnarumma. City are after Donnarumma. Big clubs acting in big ways. You know, and we're not acting still like a big club.
And what did they call that game? It sounded like 100 million, wasn't it? For getting in the Champions League?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. It was almost like the Championship playoff at Wembley, where they call it the £100 million game and all that, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and you got to remember, they're attracting these players. They only got 1 game a week next year. They got no Europe. They're not in nothing.
Yeah. Well, they're spending the dough, mate. They're spending the dough. Can you answer this from Guy, Mark? Just to go back onto the Johnson thing. Haven't heard reasons why Johnson isn't subpar. Just that he's out of position and potential with goals and assists. Basically, what Guy's saying is that all you've said is that he's out of position and he's got potential. You're not saying why he's going to be better next season.
Well, the coaching for a start. I've said that.
Okay.
The coaching.
So yeah, go on.
Right, and if he's played when we play 2 up front, I hope he gets a crack at it. If he's not good enough, put it this way. If he's not good enough, if he proves next season with proper coaching that he's not good enough, get rid of him.
Well, at least you're honest.
I'm not that much in love with him. But I've always thought...
That regard, Mark, should be for any of them as well, not just Johnson.
No.
You know, I know where you're coming from with Johnson. You know my opinion on it, right? We don't need to repeat that again, right? But he's got to improve tenfold, Mark. And I'm not talking about his goal contributions and his goals in his general game. Sorry, David. Sorry. It's not you. I'm thinking about Wayne, David. Sorry, mate. I'm thinking about Wayne. Wayne's the Leicester supporter, isn't he? Sorry, Wayne Holland. Yeah. Sorry, David. Big up the Spurs 5. Big up, George. Thanks for being here, mate. Yeah, and that's another thing I wanted to come on to, Mark. What I'm really worried about, right? If we don't get players in, Mark, Son's gone, Maddison's out, Kulusevski's out. We've lost so much goals and assists out of our team. Where are we finding them? And this is what I'm really worried about. I can understand Frank's dealing with the defence, sorting the midfield out, Mark, that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Trying to, get those back 6, if you like. He's 4 and he's 2 in front. But after that, Mark, we're really struggling. And I fear tomorrow, I do fear a Tonkin. I think we'll get beat 3-0, 3-1. But I don't want it to be like Bayern the other day, because we could have got beat 8 or 9, Mark.
Yeah, I didn't see much of that. I saw the highlights.
I was in a bar in Mallorca and I sat there watching it. I watched the whole thing. I even got the barman to put the game on for me. Right? And was saying on Dan's channel earlier, even when Bayern made all their subs, their movement when they had the ball. Do you know what I mean? And when they didn't have the ball, the movement off the ball, players just moving 5 yards to make space for others. We don't do that, Mark.
No.
We don't do it. And we've got so much to learn. And again, Thomas Frank's going to be asking players to do things that they haven't done for the last 2 years, that have been in that squad. Who do you see? I see him playing a 4-2-3-1, Mark, right? Generally, that's what I see him playing. Apart from Bentancur, because I think Basuma's gone now after today. I'll be very surprised if you see Basuma again, right? But is it just Bentancur that plays with Paulinho, or is there any other option? Can a Sarr play there? Can a Bergvall learn to play there? Is he brave enough to put an Archie Gray next to a Paulinho? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Well, the one that was brought in as maybe a 6, maybe, because you got to remember last year we spent half the time shopping down the schools.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All the bloody youngsters were coming in. Gray was the natural number 6, allegedly.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think it'd do him harm to play next to Paulinho that's been there and done it.
Yeah.
Do you?
I don't think it'd be good to play him against PSG, though, Mark.
Oh, certainly not. No, Christ above, no.
I think that Gray, I think that this will be a very, very big learning curve for Gray this season. If they see him as that type of number 6 ball-winning player that, wins it and gives it like Paulinho does. And I think we need a strong 2 there to do that.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to have 3 in front that are more ball-playing players that, are going to be your players that are going to get you up the pitch, you need those 2 strong players in front of the defence to win it, what I call win it and give it.
Yeah.
Just win it and give it. And let them go and do what they're good at doing. You know what I mean? Now, tomorrow, I'll say to you, tomorrow, and again, we had this conversation on Dan's. For me, tomorrow, we have to play a 5 in midfield because I think they'll play 4-3-3 tomorrow, PSG, but they're very good, at what I call passing and moving. They just pass, move, create space. Pass, move, create space. And they just do it. Guy said earlier, triangles. They'll just do triangles all over the pitch until they've got that opposing player moved far enough out of position that they then hit you with the pass, which they're all capable of doing. It don't need to be just Vitinha doing it or whoever doing it. They're all capable of doing it. And I think we've got to block their midfield out tomorrow and stifle that right out. So whether you do that, we're playing, which I don't think he will, I could be wrong. But whether you do that, we're playing a 3 at the back and having your 5 in midfield so that your Doggy and your Porro make up your 5. And then obviously when PSG have got the ball, they fall back into a structure when we haven't got the ball. But I don't think pressing alone tomorrow will stop PSG. I just think they'll play it round us, Mark.
Christ, no. The only hope we've got really is look what Chelsea done to them in the Club World Cup. All right, yes, they're a million miles ahead of us, but I agree with what Nige said on your show earlier.
Yeah.
We just got to go there and stink the place out, mate.
Probably, Mark.
Stink the place out. Stink it out.
The problem is, Mark, you see, even if you're playing with a 4 and a 2, right? Paulinho and Bentancur, for argument's sake, in front. That's all well and good. But when they win the ball, with the current situation, who are they giving it to? There's only Kudos. Yeah. And you're either going to have Bergvall or Sarr, I would imagine, in the 10 role. Yeah, or in that 10-8 role, whatever you want to call it. And then you'll have Tell out on the left, I suppose. I don't know. So you've got Tell, Kudos and Johnson. If Kudos played in the 10, that could happen. Or you could leave Kudos on the right, play Bergvall in the 10/8. And he would then be your creative. Is he creative enough? Have we got anything else available at the moment that's more creative than Bergvall to play?
No, is the short answer to that. To be honest, has he? Again, we are so short for this season. And in my opinion, it's only my opinion, Frank has been handicapped as soon as he's turned up.
I agree. And it makes me feel already, Mark, that he's on a loser before we start. I know the window's not shut yet. Before everyone starts shouting at me, I know the window's not shut yet, but I'm one of these, and I know Tottenham don't do it. But for me, they should have been scouting for that since last summer, and especially since January. They should have been talking to agents, finding out if players want to come to us that we're interested in. Because I can't believe everyone we speak to says no. You know what I mean? For argument's sake, today, the Savinho deal, or yesterday, whenever it broke, get it done.
Exactly.
Just get it done. Don't be giving it over 5 million quid or whatever it is. We've bid 60 odd, they want 70 odd. I'm sure they'll meet in the middle somewhere. He's in the wage structure. He's on 80 grand a week at Man City. So he'll get a nice little pay rise. He'll be on 100, 120 grand a week on a 5-6 year deal. He's only 21. Do you know what I mean? It'd be a great signing, but I'm so sick of this concrete interest. We're talking to him. We're doing this. You know what I mean? Fans are edgy now because of the Morgan Gibbs White deal and what happened. You know, so all fans want to hear now is, yep, he's signed. Yep, there's the pit. He's holding the shirt up. There he is with a pen in his hand.
I'll take you way back, man. Can you remember when Jack Grealish could have come and Levy haggled over about 2 million quid?
Yeah.
We could have had him for 5 million quid.
I know.
And Levy went in with 2.5 or so. And then they got took over by the rich Americans and they said he's not for sale. And we were haggling over like pennies, to be honest, to a football club.
Yeah.
Pence. I know it's a lot of money, obviously. Like couple and a half million, it ain't like to be sniffed at, but like to Levy and that is pence. It's pence.
I know, mate.
You know, but this is what he always does. He always does this. The amount of deals that we've lost because of arguing about bloody pennies, basically. Who was the one that had the image bloody rights and Levy wouldn't pay him?
Pablo.
Hell of a player.
Dybala.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell of a player.
I know. That's another way, David, just to go to David's comment, big up Rasta, just to go to David's comment as well. He could go that way. We was talking about this earlier. He could still play the 5 in midfield, David, and play 2 up. Do you know what I mean? He could play a Solanke with a Johnson off of him or with a Tell off of him.
That's what I'd like to see.
Or whatever. And he said in his press conference earlier, Ben Davis was asked with Vicario, and Ben Davis said, we've tried to come up with a plan for the game on Thursday. And then Thomas Frank was interviewed. And the reporter said to him, can you enlighten on what Ben Davis said? He said, no, not really. He said, we've been working on stuff for the PSG game and we will try and put it into practice. What else is he going to say?
Yeah.
What else can he say?
Nothing.
Do you know what I mean? So, you know, he's got the energy. The energy's there from Thomas Frank. We've been going, you know, nearly 40 minutes, Mark. We said half hour. It's getting late. Mark, give us your prediction for the game tomorrow, please.
Please let us win. Please let us win. Just so we can have it over a certain noisy neighbour. Yeah. I've won nothing for ages, man. Let's get that in there.
Yeah, I get you.
You know, but my heart is saying we win on penalties, but my head is saying we're going to get fists up, man. It could be any score. Insert score.
3-0, 3-1.
Insert. To be honest, man, it could be more than that.
Yeah.
Couldn't it? If PSG play, bearing in mind PSG had the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
Right, and they haven't really had a pre-season yet, have they? Not really.
No.
They're further behind than us.
Yeah.
So is this a good time to play them? Maybe.
We'll see tomorrow, won't we?
Yeah.
We'll see tomorrow, Mark. We'll see tomorrow.
Listen, here we go. This is funny at the end.
Go on.
Head says 5-0.
Big up, Rest.
yeah, big up, man. That's funny.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Listen, I've got no doubt we might get a bit of news tomorrow. I know you're about tomorrow, Mark. I'm about.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll put a little show on tomorrow at some stage and have a little chat about Spurs. So,
well, yeah.
We'll see how we go.
We can do, yeah.
Big up to everyone for being in. Sorry, it was just a little short one. We was just having a little Johnson debate.
Oh.
Big up, Mark, for setting the show up. Big up to everyone in the chat. Thanks for being here. We'll love you and leave you. Hopefully see you tomorrow. And on that note, it's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from him.
Come on, you Spurs, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
Come on, you Spurs.